Imagine this. You're in an alternative reality where animals possess the same level of intelligence as humans and have created their own modern society similar to our own. They have jobs, education, politics, and everything human society has. And their society has seemingly found a way to make carnivores and herbivores live in harmony with one another. Until you find out that you are in a way darker and adult version of Zootopia, and that most carnivores are struggling to keep their instincts at bay, and that there are black markets who sell meat in secrecy, and that carnivores eat herbivores way more than their society wants to let on.
But even with this sad life, I still had a reason to run. I cried because I was scared. Even I experienced all those things. But will you understand?
Beastars, written by Paru Itagaki, I am very sorry if I butchered that name, sets up a vast universe focusing on social norms, instincts, and human nature, or more like animal nature, I guess. We follow a young teenage grey wolf called Legoshi on his journey on coming to terms with being a large carnivore and how he deals with the prejudices and challenges against carnivores in the world he lives in. Beastars is a one-of-a-kind show that doesn't shy away from politics and prejudices that come with a modern society. To start off, Beastars doesn't only have one plot at the beginning of the show, it actually has two. A murder mystery where an alpaca called Tem has been devoured by a carnivore in the school, where everyone thinks it was Legoshi because he was good friends with Tem, and he has to prove his innocence by finding the real murderer. We also have Legoshi's relationship with another student at Cheriton Academy called Haru, who is a pure white dwarf rabbit, where we explore the relationship with one another even though interspecies relationships are seen as taboo, yet alone carnivore-herbivore relationships. Season 1 of Beastars mainly revolves around the murder mystery of who killed Tem the alpaca and Legoshi's complex relationship with Hafu. Season 2 of Beastars finally answers the horrifying mystery of who killed Tem and the problems that come with Legoshi's and Hafu's carnivore-herbivore relationship. Some people have labeled Beastars as nothing more than furry bait, which just makes me go because it sadly undermines the entire show and its messages. Beastars uses its animal characters as tools to explore difficult topics you normally don't see in an animated format, such as social segregation, politics, finding oneself and your own identity, and race. Beastars' plot revolves a lot around the difficult relationship between herbivores and carnivores in society and their struggle to find a middle ground where they both can live together in peace and prosperity. Herbivores have this constant fear of being devoured by a large carnivore they can't fight back against. Meanwhile, carnivores have to deal with the social pressure that has been put on them from the very moment they were born for being predators. They have to live with the knowledge that everyone around them fears them and does not fully trust them just for the fact that they were born as carnivores, which they themselves could not control or choose. And at the same time, they have to be able to always control their emotions and instincts, so that they never show aggression as to not instill fear in other people, or more like animals around them, especially herbivores. It is extremely hard for anyone to always keep one's emotions under control. It is almost impossible, and it is definitely a very demanding task. Beastars is a wonderfully rich universe with deep storylines and well-written characters that explore interesting topics and scenarios, which is why it makes it ever so annoying and sad that the show is being labeled as nothing more than furry bait or an adult Zootopia. And if I have not sung Beastars' praises enough, I have to mention that at times Beastars animation can be absolutely jaw-dropping and astounding just by how beautiful it can be. Which is even more impressive when you remember that Beastars mostly uses CGI for its animation in contrast to most other anime that use hand-drawn animation, which has given the show a sense of consistent quality since the animation never really dips in quality, unlike some other shows. I'm looking at you, My Hero Academia. Studio Orange has knocked it out of the park with the animation. They have done an absolutely superb job with the animation and has played into CGI's strengths exceptionally well, which makes Beastars an example for a good CGI anime and has shown that CGI animation can be very good if done correctly. Which is a really good thing, because when you look at CGI as a whole in all of anime, it has a really bad rap and has a lot of stigma around it for being disgusting and bad looking, which most of the time is correct. Beastars is truly one of a kind with its use of CGI animation that does not look like an absolute dumpster fire and actually looks rather good 90% of the time. Unlike the Berserk adaptation, which is the polar opposite of Beastars CGI animation. Beastars' very deep look into not very well explored topics in the animated medium such as politics, identity, race, and the like, and the fact that Beastars has introduced many people to anime for the first time ever thanks to being licensed by the media superpower known as Netflix, has truly, once again, made Beastars a one-of-a-kind show. It has introduced so many people to anime for the first time ever and helped them reach way more good shows, and also it has partially removed the stigma that CGI animation is always bad in the anime community. So please, if you haven't checked out Beastars yet, give it a try. It definitely isn't for everyone, but it is definitely a one-of-a-kind experience that you should give a chance. And on top of that, this is a really good time to get into the Beastars anime series, since the third installment in the anime series has been announced recently, called Beastars Shinsu? Shinsao? Fuck it.
新章
There, that's how I pronounce it. So we know there's more Beastars content to come soon, and I for one am excited to see what is next for the series. And Beastars might not just be a furry bait show, but honestly, you can't deny it's a plus if you're into that stuff.